It's CountryLine Radio. Jess Moskaluke is here. You are a woman who I've been aware of for some time. And then suddenly over this side of the pond, maybe in the last year or so, things have gotten extra busy for you.
Yeah, the last, I would say probably couple of years we've
Yeah.
been releasing things over there, but obviously the longer you do it, the better it goes, usually, hopefully. So
What does that mean? You're very successful in the Canadian scene and you've been around for years. You've got your Juno Awards, you've got all of that. An awful lot of people would just put their feet up and say, right, that's it. I can do this now for the rest of my life. Are you still trying to do more stuff and get more air miles?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I just, if the people are listening to the music, then we're gonna keep giving them music.
It's very good music.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How does getting into country music work in Saskatchewan? Because in my head, it's rural and all of that thing. So are the influences the same as American country music, or are they subtly different? Or, where are you coming from?
There are certainly things that are subtly different, but I would almost argue that Saskatchewan is a lot more country than a lot of places in America. We've really only got a handful of cities, and even those cities are very small. Most people live in small towns, and some people like myself don't even live in that town. They live outside of it on a farm. So, yeah, it's really easy to be influenced by country music because it is truly what we live.
So the world domination thing, you're just off the road. We'll talk about another thing that's happening to you very soon as well. But Last Rodeo is a big standout single that I have a feeling is going to get on all the playlists and really get moving for you. I think this is the one. Why now? Why this instant are you making this big move?
To me, it's just I'm constantly writing, I'm constantly recording and making music, and it doesn't necessarily feel like a big move. It just feels like the right next song to put out. And we can, even if we did think it was a big move, it doesn't mean that it is. It's all about how that song is perceived and what people want to do with it. So yeah, we didn't necessarily intend for it. That's just the next song that we have that we believe in, and you're right. Hopefully, it is a big song and people love it.
Where's it coming from? What are the influences? The story is heart on sleeve stuff, but tell me about the process, what the song's about.
This song is a love song, and I don't typically release a lot of those, not as a rule, but it just hasn't been what has um, worked, I guess, for me. Anytime I've put out a love song, I've really had to truly, truly believe in it. And sometimes I write love songs, and actually, I often write love songs, and they just are missing something for me, or we didn't quite nail it in the right, or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But this one we did, and I really felt strongly about it. But it's a love song about finding your person and just loving them like it's your last day on earth.
I've always found that really difficult because I come from the radio side of the fence, and we might emote a little, but never quite at that level that you're going to go on stage or into a studio and you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a lot scarier than I think people sometimes realize. And talking about a song is sometimes difficult. Putting that song out itself is difficult, but playing it on stage live is a whole other thing. So we haven't yet done that. We've not played this one live yet. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I can name drop Brett Young. I was interviewing him a couple of months ago when he was over in the UK, and he was saying that so many of his early songs were sort of yearning or having a one night affair and all that kind of stuff. And now he's married and sensible, but he's still got to sing the songs.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. You have so many different phases of life, especially when you've been releasing music for as long as I have or Brett has. You kind of have to put yourself back in that place.
Do you mind if I talk about phases of life? My daughter is 4 days past her due date.
Oh my goodness.
So everything's a bit of a as you'll understand, everyone's on tenterhooks waiting for the big moment. You've got a baby. You've got a baby coming early summer.
Yeah, well, for us it's early spring. It'll be April, so we're about a month or so away.
My goodness. How are you going to combine being a new mother with having a hit single in Europe?
I don't know. That's the honest answer because I've never done it before. This is our first child. I've never met the child. So it's really a figure it out as we go kind of thing. We can put a roadmap in place. I can say this is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. And I just know that none of it will happen. You have to
Absolutely.
learn how to roll with the punches. And if there's one thing that the music industry has taught me, it's that. It's come prepared, do everything you can to set yourself up for success, and then be willing to change everything. So that's the most common question that I've been getting
Yeah.
about this is how are you going to handle it? And I hate to disappoint everybody, but I don't know because I don't know how I possibly could know yet.
Everyone I've
But I
ever
guess some
met
of us
that's
have
had
it
a
with
first baby,
mastermind.
it's yeah, everyone I've met that's had a first baby, it's been the same. They either pretend they know what they're doing, or they just put their hands up and say, "Nope, I don't know, haven't a clue."
Yeah, I don't think anyone really knows what they're doing. How could you? You've never met this person.
Yeah, exactly. So, is this little person going to be an on the roads and in the studio baby, or are you going to take a wee bit of time out?
A wee bit is the exact right statement there. I've got shows all summer, so
Oh
we'll see
no!
again how that goes. But yeah, I think there'll be a road baby. I think we're gonna try that. We're gonna try having my husband take some time and travel with me, and I'm really thankful my mom is retired, so she can kind of travel a little bit too. So that's plan A,
You
and then
say
we'll
you
we'll
say
see
she
how it goes.
you say she can travel a little bit to keep her away. You try to keep her away from following you around the
Yeah,
country.
yeah, no kidding, hey.
It's excellent. So what the you're gonna have the baby. That's all going to go really well. Then you go back on the road, but it's not a full blown tour because you just came off a big tour last year.
Yeah, touring definitely that won't happen in the same way that it just did for a little while because, like you said, it just happened, and also we'll have to reevaluate what makes sense.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, typically in Canada, what happens is people will do a month or so of a proper tour, what's on a tour bus where you play every single night. Um, that happens, in the spring or winter. But we also have here what we call summer festival season. And obviously, because of the extreme weather here in Canada, that's where a lot of us are very busy, is from June to end of September. Um, and that's usually a few shows a weekend, maybe.
Wow.
Um, yeah, sometimes one show a weekend, sometimes, scattered. It's weekends though, and it's all over the country. So that's kind of next up on our docket.
Putting a lot of miles or kilometers on the clock.
Yeah, this summer I'm not going to go quite as far, just to try and ease back into it a little bit since I'll really only for my due date, obviously, as you're experiencing right now, you have no idea when the baby is going to come, but from my due date to my first show this summer, there are 8 weeks. So,
Oh,
and here in
that's not
Canada,
bad.
it's bad in Canada.
Okay.
Typical mat leave is 12 to 18 months.
Oh, well, we're not far behind you. It's the country below you that has a completely different way of approaching healthcare.
If I think about it that way, and that's been a little bit helpful because I think they only get a couple of weeks
Maybe a
in
day.
America. Yeah, I know.
Now, I
So,
didn't know until I read the press material that was sent to me that you've taken on some management, and then it struck me you've been around the block enough times to actually know how to do this thing.
I've been really involved in the management side and the business side of my own career for a really long time, and I really credit my record label and my own management team for um, I don't want to say allowing me to be a part of it, but encouraging me to be a big part of it and to have an all-encompassing understanding of the industry as best as a person
Hmm.
can. So, yeah, there was a couple of artists that came across my desk that I really believed in and felt really passionately about. And they are also signed to the same record label as I am. So, I just kind of said, this was like 2 years ago, to Mike Denny, who's the president of my label and also one of my managers. I said, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think I might want to try out the management thing. And he was like, oh, great. I've been waiting for you to say this. You're going to be so good at it. And So that was really encouraging, and we had multiple people on my team kind of have the exact same reaction. So it's been really fun. The two artists that I manage are called Savannah Jade and Josh Stumpf,
Hmm.
and they're both doing really great things over here in Canada and beyond. So it's exciting to play a very small part in it.
Well, particularly Josh, because he has one of those names. I know the name, and that's getting you over the first barrier, isn't it? It's important.
Which is really cool because he's only on his second single with us. He's done really well right out of the box. He's such a raw talent and a young guy who's just got such a knack for writing and singing, and he's eager to learn and play and work, and it's really cool.
I'm glad you never had a proper job and you've been a musician and a nascent music executive.
Thanks, I guess.
No, absolutely. The number of people that have got talent that don't get to go as far as you've gone, and you've actually led a pretty charmed journey, haven't you?
I've been very lucky. Yeah, there's definitely I've definitely had proper jobs along the way, but you kind of just make it work.
Absolutely.